What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Let's Be Honest with the Honest RD with yours truly, Brittany Payton, your registered dietitian and your personal trainer. I am reaching out to you today on this beautiful Thursday quarantine day because I wanted to say what's up. I want to say what's up. So first off, what's up? How you doing? What's going on with you? What's going on with your family? How are you holding up? How is everything going? Tell me how it's going. Tell me how it's going. So go ahead. If you're watching me live, tell me in the comments. How's it going? How you feeling? What's going on with you? What are you discovering about yourself during this time of quarantine? What are you doing? How are you rocking it? What's going on? I want to know. So do me a favor. Tell me what's going on. Okay. And then also, I want to come to you today because guess what? I have been for the longest seeing people tell me over and over and over again, okay, hey, look, I need help with boosting my immunity. And so that was a question before this whole quarantine thing happened, right? But guess what? Right now, oh my God, that's like the legit question. Everybody wants to know, how can I protect myself from corona? How can I protect myself from the COVID-19? How can I do it from COVID-19? How can I do that? What can I do? So today, really last night, I was watching a TV show with my family. And we have a few things that we watch together because it's only a few things on TV if you have a family that are family friendly that you can watch together. And one of the things that we watch is Lego Masters. We also watch a few other shows, but Lego Masters is one. And then also, I know most people have watched like the old school Survivor. We don't watch Survivor together, although I'm pretty sure that Michael would absolutely love that. But we've been watching that for a while with Lego Masters and really enjoying it. But one thing I find so cool about it is that like you could have a bad day and really mess up what you've built. And you got this little immunity block, this little gold Lego block that's your immunity, right? And so with your immunity block, you're able to say, hey, I done messed up. But guess what? I can make it right. I want to make it right. I'm looking to make it right. So with that, it's like, okay, how do we do that? How do we do that? What do we do? How do we make it right with this immunity block? And I think that's cool, but I think the big issue with that is that, guess what? When we start living regular everyday life, we think that's how it's played. We think that's how it goes. We think that's what happens. And that really gets us in trouble. That really, really gets us in trouble. And so what happens is that we start thinking, hey, look, I've got this immunity block in my pocket. I got this one thing in my cabinet, my cabinet that I can just pull out and I can take it and it's going to be all fine. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be good, right? So I can pull some vitamin C out. I can pull this out. I can pull that out. And then that's going to boost my immunity and boom, poof, pow, shaboing, everything is good. And it doesn't always work like that. It doesn't always work like that. So I wanted to talk to you guys today because I think we've got a lot of that reality TV mentality when it comes to boosting our immunity and what exactly that looks like. We're thinking like, okay, if I could just take this one supplement, everything's going to be fine and I can boost my immunity and stay away from everything and nothing's going to be able to touch me. But that's not how it works, especially with this whole thing with Corona. You got to be careful. You got to pay attention. You got to make sure that you're washing your hands and really taking those precautionary measures so that way you're not exposing yourself. We have a lot of friends and family in New York that have been exposed. And we have gotten these stories firsthand from our family and friends that have been exposed and what's going on with them. So seriously, y'all, PSA right now, I just want to let y'all know, take it full and serious that you need to wash your hands, sanitize, Purell, everything. Stop going everywhere. Stop exposing yourself to everything just because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Like you could be one of the great cases or you could be one of the other cases and you just want to make sure that you're not dealing with either. So be safe, be sound, be healthy overall. Okay, so ultimately, immunity is great though when it comes down to it because guess what? When it comes to immunity, that means that it's helping to protect you from certain things. And so I think the thing is we got to realize in real life, immunity doesn't make it so it's like you do this one challenge or you take this one pill or you do something and then boom, Nothing can touch you. You ain't gonna get nothing. Nothing's gonna happen to you. You are all good. So roll how you roll and do what you're doing. It's all good. But it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. So I want to talk to you kind of about what immunity actually is, and then some ways to really kind of help you identify like how to really build up your immunity over time. So with that, okay, immunity, ultimately, you probably know it just like I do. It's pretty much the ability or the organization of your body to be able to say, you know what, that's an infection, that's a toxin, that's whatever. And your body says, nope, we don't want that in here. Get it out of here. It's a problem. And then it gets rid of it and it protects you against it, right? And so we know that as the way that your body is going to kind of develop immunity. All right. So with that immunity, it helps you with protection as well as exemption kind of in certain ways from certain things. And it like reduces the susceptibility of you to, or of you, your body, your health to certain things. Okay. And so with that, remember, it's not one magic pill. If I get this all the time, people want to know what's the one magic thing for everything. What's the one magic thing you can do to lose weight? What's the one magic thing you can do to boost your immunity? What's the one magic thing to, I don't know, like cure your diabetes? Like I always get that question of what's the one magic thing? There's no one magic thing. If it was one magic thing, guess what, y'all? Guess what? Everybody be doing it. And it'll be a totally different situation than we are in right now. So look, here's the deal. Here's the deal. When it comes to immunity, don't let somebody tell you, hey, let's just take this pill. Just go ahead or just drink this tea. It's magical. Drink this tea. Or just have some vitamin C. You're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. No, it doesn't roll like that. It really and truly doesn't roll like that. So when it comes down to it, what I want you to start thinking about is immunity pretty much is you building up kind of a fortress around your body and creating your body as a fortress. So that way you can keep other things that are outside, that are toxins that don't need to be in your body out. So you can protect yourself and you can make sure that you are healthy and you are strong for the long haul. So when things try to come in like viruses, bacteria, different things like that, health issues, diseases, and things like that, you are able to fight. Your body has got strength and the ability to be able to fight. And so the thing is, you want to make sure that you are creating a fortress with your body. Remember, if you're building a fortress, say for instance, you know those fairy tales that we're used to seeing, right? With the princess in the tallest tower and she's in the fortress and it's hard to get to her, right? So that's what we're wanting to create with our body. If you're doing that with your body, guess what it's going to do? It's going to take some time to build that fortress. It's going to take some time to build up those walls, those barriers of immunity. You can't just say, hey, look, I've been living my life however I want to live it. I'm doing all kinds of crazy stuff and I'm not taking care of myself at all. And boom, I'm just going to take this vitamin. I'm going to just take this pill and all is going to be great. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. So what I want to do is I want to teach you how to build that fortress, how to build the fortress, how to build the fort. So that way you can be safe. Think about it as building a fort, or like maybe nowadays you could think of it as a safe room, building your safe room. You know, those really big, beautiful houses of like Rich and Famous. We've been watching the show where it's like all these people, this huge, these beautiful homes, these mansions that like, I don't even know if they call them mansions anymore, but these big, beautiful estates of the rich and famous. And they have these safe rooms. So it's a room that you can go into. It keeps you, and I mean, there was a movie out about it a while ago, right? So, you know, you get it. So it's a room, you can go in there, you can lock yourself in. It keeps you safe from all kinds of harm that could happen on the outside, people, issues, stuff like that, fire, whatever. Okay. So it keeps you safe. So with that, a lot of these houses are built with that. So I want to help you build your safe room, build your fortress. So that way you are okay. And you've got the weapons strong and ready to go in your arsenal when it is time for your body to fight. That's so important. You got to make sure that you've got the weapons in your arsenal. So you've got everything in your body ready to go and ready to fight at that time when you need them. Okay. So worst thing ever is showing up to a battle. Okay. And what do they say? Showing up to a gunfight with your fist or a knife. Like, it's going to be rough unless you are like serious with the knife game. Okay. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. So with that, I want to talk to you about today, like figuring out how can we build this up? How can you build this up and making sure that you make changes to your behavior, your everyday behavior, the way that you do things to protect you for the long haul, not just now with Corona or anything else like that, but for the long haul. Cause like, this is what we need. We need to be healthy. You want to be healthy. You don't want to just be healthy for right now, but you want to be healthy so you can live a long and healthy life. And I want to talk to you about doing that. Okay. So with that, let's talk about some basic things. All right, some basic things. A lot of this is really basic stuff because all it is real upkeep. It's really just upkeep with your body. So that way your body is functioning properly. Remember, your body is a bunch of systems that are all working together. And as they're all working together, what happens? Those systems work together so that way they can go ahead and protect you. They work together. It's a well-oiled machine. It's like your car. Okay. So with your car, guess what? If your transmission is not working anymore, everything else is going to kind of suck, okay? Because it's going to start wearing down on other things. So you want everything to work together. You want all the systems to work properly. You want them to work in concert with each other very, very well. So things that I would say to do. First off, especially with this, do not smoke. If you're a smoker, stop smoking, okay? Stop smoking. It's not good for you overall. It doesn't just wreck your lungs, but it does so many bad things all over your body, with just reproduction of your cells and things like that. And it just pulls you into a bad space when it comes to protecting yourself down the line. It makes your cells very, very, very hard and fibrous and things like that. It's hard to reproduce. And it's difficult for your body to manage healthily when you're smoking. So please stop smoking. That's first thing. Don't smoke. Don't smoke nothing. Don't smoke nothing. Don't put it in your mouth. If it's smoking on the end, say no. Just say no. Okay. So no smoking, y'all. No smoking. All right. Another thing is, I'm a registered dietitian. What I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you to make sure you eat healthy. I am going to tell you to make sure that you eat healthy. So with you eating healthy, that's lots of fruits, vegetables, real healthy food, things that you can identify. All right. I talk to you about this all the time. If you heard me say it once, you've heard me say it a million times. So stay away from the processed junk, the stuff that you're like, okay, it's got 50,000 $20 words. I don't know what they mean. I can't go to the grocery store and find it. I don't have this in my cupboard because all those ingredients don't mean anything to you because they're not real foods. Okay, so stay away from processed foods that have all that kind of stuff in there because it's not good for you. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. So try and stick to real foods that you can identify exactly where it is and where it came from. And it has like a very kind of small window of production or just processing from the farm to your fork. Okay. You want to make sure it's real deal food that you can identify where it came from and where it's going. Okay. So in between, you don't want a lot of mumbo jumbo happening and it's broken down and it's bleached and it's got added, preservatives and this, that, and the other. And then it's bleached again. And then it's added flavors and then it's extra sugar and then it's extra salt and extra this and extra that and stuff because that's not good for you. So stay away from processed foods. Okay. Another big thing when it comes to your diet. Okay. I always say, try your best to stay away from processed foods for a few different reasons. But one big thing is that you want to make sure that you're keeping your body, you want to make sure that your body's not inflamed. Okay. You want to make sure that your body is not inflamed. You want to make sure that you are not eating foods that your body is like, whoa, what is that? How do I get rid of it? I don't even know how to process that. How do I digest it? What is that? Okay, because that's what happens. That's what happens in your body. That's what happens in your body when you're eating all these things and your body is like, what is that? How do I process it? How do I break this down? Because this isn't even real food. Like it shouldn't even be in your digestive system. Be careful with that. So stay away from the processed foods, but try your best to have more anti-inflammatory foods. If you need help with finding out what is an anti-inflammatory dietary protocol or regimen, please reach out. Please reach out because I want to help you out with that. But that is something that's super important. Having an anti-inflammatory regimen is so important. So that way you're keeping inflammation down all over your body, in your GI tract, in your muscles, in your joints, everywhere. You want to make sure that you are reducing inflammation because inflammation is seen as stress in your body and you don't want additional stress in your body because that makes it harder for your body to protect itself. Okay. Because it's already fighting a war. So then you put another virus or bacteria or something like that in there. And your body's like, I'm already fighting a situation. And then you're putting more junk in here. What are you doing? All right. So you don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen at all. Okay. So make sure you're following an anti-inflammatory dietary protocol. Okay. So staying away from foods that number one are processed. You don't know where the heck it came from. Number two, eat real foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains that you know where it came from, even proteins and things like that. Don't eat a bunch of mystery meat. Okay. Don't eat the mystery meat. What is that? Where does it come from? Bologna. Oh my God. What is that? Even like a lot of your deli meats and things like that. Start reading your labels, figuring out what it is, what's in it, what's on it, what's it made with. So that way you're aware, you're an informed consumer of what you're putting in your body. Okay. Also too, exercise. Exercise is amazing. That's another great way to build your immunity. Exercise, regular physical activity. I know right now you've got nothing but time. Have you ever said before, you know what? I would exercise if I had a little more time. But you got a long commute and you got a lot of stuff going on at home, and you got a lot of stuff going on with the kids, and you got a lot of stuff going on with your husband, and and this, that, and the other, or whatever. Reasons, excuses of why you can't do it. And if I only had time, well, guess what, y'all? Y'all got a lot of quarantine time, all right? Quarantine time on your hands right now. So find a way. You can find like 20, 30 minutes to fit in a workout. Let me tell you, if you do that every day, you're working on building your immune system. So don't go hard now and trying to get like super crazy hard exercise, and that's stressful to you and stressful to your body if you haven't started. Start off slow. Maybe going and taking a walk every day. Maybe while you're watching your favorite show in the evening, if you're watching a little bit of TV, standing in front of your TV instead of sitting on that couch and marching in place. Okay? That's an absolutely amazing way to get started. You're walking for 30 minutes, and then during your commercial breaks, you decide, hey, for that 90 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jog in place. What? Or you can make it even harder for yourself and do some high knees or do push-ups on the commercial breaks. But there's so many different ways that you can implement exercise in simple, easy ways into your regular everyday lifestyle. Okay, so use that. Another big thing, remember I talked about exercise, if you're going too hard and you're really pushing too hard, you could really be causing stress. So you want to make sure you ease into it. If you're already used to like HIIT training and different things like that, you want to make sure that, okay, keep it up, keep it going, no problem. Even heavier weightlifting and things like that. Your body is used to it. It's okay. Go for it. But otherwise, ease into it. But because the reason why you want to ease into it is because you don't want to cause additional stress and strain. So stress. I'm going to pause here and I'm going to say it again. Stress is another thing that you want to make sure you do or make sure you manage. Excuse me. You don't want to do stress. You want to manage stress. You want to manage the stress. You want to manage the stress so you can keep your stress level low. So what? So you can make sure that your body is equipped and well ready to fight everything that it needs to fight. Okay. So make sure that you are keeping your stress level low. I know it's stressful right now, right, y'all? It's stressful. You're homeschooling. If you're a parent, you're at home with your family all the time. You can't leave the house. You have no you time. You've got to adapt and get used to maybe working differently if you're working from home and things like that, and getting used to all of that. Just adapting to this new lifestyle, figuring out, when am I going to go out and get groceries, go get groceries, or what am I going to do? I'm running out of toilet paper. It's stressful. Like, what are those things that you have to manage that are stressful right now? And how do you manage the stress surrounding those things? So eliminating stress, not necessarily possible. Okay. Everybody's life is going to have a little bit of stress. In every life, a little stress must fall. And that's going to happen. It's okay. It's okay. But the thing is, you want to remember that as you're managing that stress, or as you're running into that stress, you're figuring out ways to manage it. It's not managing you. Manage your stress. So if you're getting, having a hard time sleeping, if you are having a hard time really concentrating and focusing on things, if you are finding that you're getting sick in other ways because you are not managing your stress, you need to know that that stress is managing you, and you need to manage your stress. So make some changes. So managing stress, let me tell you, I really have to work on managing my stress, because if it doesn't, it bothers my health, it bothers my body, and I feel it because I'm more in tune with that right now. And I have been more in tune with that in the last maybe 4 or 5 years than I ever have been before, because I had some health issues that were drastically caused by stress. And so with that, I recommend some basic, simple things. All right. So maybe going and taking a walk, doing some exercise, doing an adult coloring book, so that can be very relaxing. Journaling. How do you feel? What's going on? So many people, either they're not talking about it, or they don't want to talk about it because they don't want to be a bother to somebody, or they just don't feel like they have anybody to talk to about what's going on with them in their lives right now. So I want to strongly encourage you, go ahead and talk about it. Talk about it in a journal. If you don't feel like you want to talk about it out loud, or you can't talk about it out loud, go ahead and write it in a journal. Even if it's and make that into an everyday practice, even about work stuff or parenting or whatever it is, or just being a man or a woman, or issues that you're just going through. Write those things down. Journal what's going on. It's amazing to journal, y'all, because after a while, what happens is you get used to journaling. And then after a while, you get these books of journals, and you're writing things that have to do with you, and you start seeing yourself grow over time. So journaling is an amazing way to manage your stress. Okay. So adult coloring books, journaling, also to deep breathing exercises. So that's amazing. Also, there's a lot of different apps out there for guided meditation. I love guided meditation. I would strongly recommend guided meditation. So guided meditation, it's not weird, it's not wonky. It's becoming more mainstream now. And people are not scared of it anymore. So there's some amazing apps if you want to experience a guided meditation experience. It's going to, first off, it's a practice. It takes practice to get used to start doing on a regular basis. If your mind is going a million miles a minute on a regular basis and you're like, I just can't stop it. I just can't stop it. It's going to take some practice. Okay. It's going to take some practice. I'm telling you from experience. Okay. Because it would take a while for me to quiet down my mind and just hush. Stop talking in there. Okay. So with that, guess what? You got to practice it. You got to practice it. You can't, sometimes it's hard to say, okay, the house is on fire. And so now I'm going to go ahead and clean it, right? Like, no, it's not the best time to clean your house right now because the house is on fire. So if you're already stressed, be okay with like putting that fire out a little bit by little bit by little bit by constantly doing the guided meditation and just managing it. How to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. So just take those bites slowly and consistently. So that way you're eating that elephant. Okay. So Calm, great app. Headspace, great app. HEADSPACE, Calm. You know how to spell that, hopefully, CALM. All right. And then also, if you're looking for a faith-based guided meditation, Abide, ABIDE. So those are all great ways for you to get some management of your stress in. Okay. So try those out. There's a lot of great ones even on YouTube. Say, for instance, you don't want to subscribe to any of those sites. There's guided meditations on YouTube. There's some good ones. There's some ones, like you got to find what works for you. All right. So if you need some guidance with that, feel free to reach out. Okay. I'd love to give you some information on that. All right. So from there, also personal hygiene. I know this sounds crazy. Okay. Next thing, building immunity, personal hygiene. What? Like taking a bath? Like brushing your teeth? Yes. All those things really have a big deal to do with your immunity and making sure that you're healthy. Because guess what? As you continue to take care of yourself, as you continue to brush your teeth, floss your teeth, take care of your body, different things like that, keep yourself clean and things like that. I know these are things that you probably are like, we really don't need to talk about this. Even keeping your hands and your nails clean and stuff like that, washing your hands, which we have heard washing your hands a million gazillion times at this point in the last 3-4 weeks. All right. But it's so serious. But doing those basic things, keeping your upkeep up, okay, is so important. So personal hygiene, you'd be very surprised at how many bacterial infections and other infections and things like that happen from just not flossing your teeth or taking care of your teeth, or something developing in your mouth that becomes a dental issue that overgrows into a whole health issue. So you want to be very careful and make sure that you're really doing due diligence when it comes to taking care of your personal hygiene. All right. So also from there, manage a healthy weight. Yeah. Right now you can't lose 150 pounds like tomorrow. But guess what? You can start working on lifestyle habits and changes to make sure that you are managing a healthier weight. And so it might not be really reaching your ideal body weight that your doctor has been telling you to get to for forever, right? All right. So it might not be that. It might just be losing 10% of your current body weight. That might be it. And that could do the trick. That could do everything that you need in order for you to become healthier and decrease your risk for other health issues. Because as you are increasing, or as you are at an increased weight, a lot of times you'll find that you're going to be more susceptible. I mean, we've all heard the information saying that ultimately, if you have other health issues, if you have other comorbidities, it becomes easier for you to be susceptible to the COVID-19. Okay. And so you want to be very, very careful and make sure that you are really taking care of yourself. So that way, for the long haul, you're okay. And that's building immunity, y'all. Building immunity. As you take care of yourself, not just now, but for the long haul, that builds immunity. So keeping yourself free of diseases and other health issues that can cause those kind of things. You want to just be careful. All right. Here's a big one. All right. I've been seeing tons of, happy hours and different things like that. Please don't go to the happy hours every single day. Okay. All right. Virtual happy hours and different things like that. Be careful. Limit or avoid alcohol consumption as much as possible, because yes, it might give you your relief for the day, or your wind down for the day. But number one, it can decrease your immunity. But number two, you'd be surprised. Drinking alcohol can also, especially at night, can disrupt your sleep cycles. Okay. So it causes you to not get as much sound sleep as you need and not be as well rested as you need to be overall. So you want to be careful. So limit your alcohol consumption. Limit your alcohol consumption. Keep it to a minimum and making sure that you are taking care of yourself and also producing more immunity. Okay. Sleep. It leads right into it. Sleep. Go to sleep, y'all. Go to sleep. Okay? Go to sleep. Try and get, we've heard it for years, right? 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Okay? A lot of people have learned to adapt to having 3, 4 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep because you're working late. You've got so much to do. You finally start winding down at a certain time after the kids and your husband and everybody else is gone to sleep and whatever it may be, or you're trying to get a little bit of adult time in or whatever it is. And then guess what? You've watched a few Netflix shows and it's late and you got to wake up early because you got stuff to do. Okay. So you want to be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. Make sure that you are building your immunity by getting enough sleep. Get enough sleep, get enough sleep. Okay. So the best way to do it, if you find that you're like a 4 or 5 hour sleep person, a night sleep person, okay, scroll it back a little bit, just little bit by little bit. Okay. Grow your sleep schedule. Okay. So how do you grow your sleep schedule? Don't say I'm going to go from 5 hours to 7 hours or 8 hours tomorrow night. It's just probably not going to happen. It's not normal and natural for you. It's not your usual rhythm. So maybe add anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes more of sleep every night. So that way you can get used to doing more every night. Okay. So maybe every 2 or 3 days, you add another 15 minutes of sleep. You go to bed 15 to 30 minutes earlier, 15 to 30 minutes earlier. And then even that's an amazing time to do your guided meditation. So you can kind of start shutting your brain down, shutting your brain off and really relaxing. And there's guided meditations out there for sleep too. So if you have difficulty going to sleep or staying asleep, those are great to implement as well. So you can get better sleep. Okay. All right. And then lastly, watch out for different things like your meds and medications and things like that. Sometimes medications can cause immunosuppression. Okay. So you want to make sure that your immune system is able to, you're doing all these things. You don't want to take a medication that is suppressing your immune system. You don't want to do any of these things wrong because they could suppress your immune system. Yeah. It's hard to do them all the time. I get it. Yeah, I know. But guess what? If you try your absolute best, it's going to get better and better and better and better and better. And that's the goal, is to build compound interest with your health. So you get incrementally better over time and it starts building that immunity. That's what you're looking for. You're building that compound health, if you will, for your immunity. Okay. So watch out for that. Watch out for medications that suppress your immune system and different things like that. If you're having any kind of medical treatments that are suppressing your immune system, be aware. Don't go into places where there's infected people or people who are sick or have viruses or bacteria and different things like that, and putting you in a difficult position. All right. So protect yourself. So I hear people say all the time, okay, so what food should I eat? Is there one food I should eat? Is there one supplement I should have? You're hearing all this vitamin C stuff. I heard there is a study out now that they're trying to say, or a lot of doctors now are saying, okay, hey, look, we're just going to give a lot of vitamin C or a therapeutic dosage of vitamin C in order to increase your ability to be able to fight against or treat, the COVID-19, okay, or Corona. All right. So we're hearing that and people are like going for it and they're taking it and they're running with it. But guess what? Let me tell you, it's a study. It's not proven. There is no treatment. There's no cure right now. It is a study. So the thing is, guess what? You can take as much vitamin C as you want and up to a certain point, and it's not going to become toxic to you really. All right. So the thing is, which probably the amount that you might take, I don't know. At this point, people might take a little bit more than they should. So for the most part, the recommendation of the 2,000 milligrams that the study is suggesting is talking about, all right, that could be something that really is helpful with improving the condition of someone with COVID-19. So with that, okay, that's great. That's wonderful. We're not for sure yet, so don't take it as law. Don't take it as Bible. But another thing is you want to remember that that's good and that's well. It's no harm in doing it, but don't use that as your only method of protection. Still keep doing everything else. Don't use that as your magic bullet, okay? Because the thing is, not for nothing, y'all, the study is not going to be complete until September. It's not complete until September. So the studies that are talking about, this could be it, this could be the thing, this could be the treatment for it, is not going to be complete until September, because we're just running into this. This is new. 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 Okay. So be careful, be aware, be in the know. Okay. And then another thing too, like vitamin D, you hear people talking about vitamin D as a way to help you with that. Zinc. Also the anti-inflammatory thing. So I would say, if you can get any time, we talked about anti-inflammatory foods. So things like turmeric, things like garlic, things like omega-3s with, the EPAs and DHAs and all that good stuff. That's great. That's wonderful. Along with a healthy diet and an active lifestyle and great sleep, hydration, all those kind of things are so important. Getting enough sleep and everything else, and making sure that you're taking care of yourself overall and keeping your stress level down. All that's great. Let me tell you, there's no harm in taking any of those supplements. No harm in taking any of those supplements unless you're taking one that is going to interact with another medication that you're already taking. So be careful if that's the case. If not, take those supplements. It's no harm in doing it. And I mean, it could be nothing but good, probably, right? Because there's a strong possibility that, especially if you don't eat a diet varied in these things, it's going to fill the holes that you have with your diet not filling those places. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay. So what I want to say before I get ready to go, okay, is that guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Are you ready? It's lots of ways for you to protect your immune system, build up your immune system. But y'all, building a fort, building a safe room, building a fortress doesn't happen in a day. It doesn't happen by taking one magic pill. It doesn't happen by doing that one thing. But it happens through a lot of different things, because your body is a system of systems. Okay. So it's a whole building of systems, if you will. So if you think about it as a building, it's a building of systems, or it's like a company. All right. And everything is working together in order to make it work and work properly. So you don't want to say, hey, I'm just going to do this one thing and I'm still keep living my life crappy. I'm not